So now we'll discuss the next topic, the classification of resources. The resources definition, characteristics, resource resistance and neutral stuff we have discussed. Now the topic is classification of resources. How we can classify resources. Resource can classify on various bases. I have written here the bases and classification. I'll try to explain this classification and with example. Try to remember the definition as well as the example. If you can remember the example, you can define the resources, different types of resources according to your own. So try to remember on the various bases we can classify resources. On the base of origin, on the base of origin we can classify resources into three types. It is simple. On the basis of origin, how it can originate, how it's originated in the earth, the resource, we can classify into three. The first one is natural resources. See here, the first one is natural resources, second one is man-made resources, and third one is human resources. Natural resources, man-made resources, and human resources. Human is a separate resource. I'll tell you why human is a separate resource. On the basis of origin, natural first, man-made second, third one is human resource. What is natural resource? Natural resources are all those resources on the earth surface which is originated, which are originated by naturally, which are originated by the nature, which are created by the nature, are called natural resources. Naturally originated resource on the earth is called natural resources. Example you can give: the air, the water, the land area, the plant animal. Plant animal is not also created by the nature. You can say coal, petroleum, iron, copper, zinc, manganese. These are also created by the nature. These are not created by the human being. These are created by the nature. It is naturally created. So these are all included in natural resources. Okay. Next one is man-made resources. Man-made resources means the term indicate the resources which are created by the human being. What human being have created? Human being have created so many things on the basis of natural resources. It's not like we can ignore the natural resources and we can make our own resources. It's not like that. Human being depends on the nature. So on depending on the nature, human being have created their own resources. Like the building, the house, this is created by the human being. It is created by the human being, so it is a man-made resources. But for creating this man-made resource, we are taking the help of natural resources. It's simple thing. So human being cannot go against the nature, cannot go go alone. Human being have to go with the nature. So this building is created by the human being, so it is a human-made resource. The roads are created by the human being, so it is a human-made resource. The industry, it is created by the human being, so it is human-made resource. Vehicle, human-made resource. This marker is a human-made resource. This shirt is a human-made resource. This fan is a human-made resource. This light is a human-made resource. These are all included in human-made resources because it is created by the human being. Next one you see, human resources. So animals, human is also included in animal, but human being are the superior animal or rational animal. We are also included in animal, but we are rational animal. We are the superior being on the earth surface, which have the skill, which have the knowledge, which have the brain, which have the education, which have the technology. We are the superior, but no other animals have this quality of knowledge, education, skill, technology. So we human beings are the separate part of the environment. Only human beings have the capacity to convert natural resources into man-made resources. Okay, the stone was there in the rocks was there in the hill. We have cut the hill, we made the stone, and we made roads. We constructed roads. We constructed house. So human beings have used the brain and convert natural resources into man-made resources. That means only human being can convert natural resources to human-made resources by his skill, by his technology. So we are the separate part of the separate agent of the environment. So we have given separate name as human resource. See here, human education, human knowledge, human skill, human technology, these are the human resources. These are the human resources. So which human being can convert the natural resources into man-made resources. But if you think about plants and animals, it is a natural resource. But among these animals, we are also included. But we are separate because we have brain, we have rationality. Okay, try to remember this point. Next, based on origin, we have finished. Next, we will go to based on structure. On the basis of structure, we can classify resources into two types. Basis of structure. One is biotic resources, another one is abiotic resources. Biotic means what? Try to understand bio and abio. Biotic means what? The world of living organisms. Or biotic means it is the living beings or living things are called as biotic resources, and non-living things are called abiotic resources. On the basis of structure, we can classify it into two: non-living and living. That means biotic and abiotic. Biotic means what? Which have life. That means plants, animals, microorganisms. These three are the important. These three are the main biotic resources: plants, animals, and microorganisms. Plants, including plants, animals, human beings also included. Plants, animals, and microorganisms. These are the biotic resources. And abiotic resources are all those resources which do not have life, are called abiotic resources. Like this house, it is a abiotic resources. This table, it is a abiotic resources. This board, this marker, these are all abiotic resources. The fan is above me. This is also an abiotic resources because it do not have life. Okay, non-living things. So these are abiotic resources. On the basis of structure, it is simple. Next one is on the basis of availability. Availability means how much resources are available on the earth surface. On basis of that, we can classify the resources into two types. One is renewable, another one is non-renewable. The term you see, renewable and non-renewable. That means renewable means the resources which can be regenerated are called renewable resources, and the resource which cannot be regenerated after use, it is non-renewable resources, which can be renewed, which cannot be renewed. Okay, on the basis of what? Availability, how much available on the earth. Some substances are renewable, some resources are renewable, some resources are non-renewable. What are the resources are renewable? Can you give me some example? Try to understand. Renewable resources are all those resources which can be regenerated, which are unlimited in the nature. It is regenerated, which can be regenerated. It is unlimited in nature. It do not produce any pollution. If we use this renewable resources, it do not create any pollution. The such types of resource, you can give some example like sunlight. Sunlight is also a resource. It is what? Renewable resource. Water is a renewable resource. Air is a renewable resource. So these are all renewable. Plants, animals, these are all renewable resource which do not create any pollution and which it is regenerated by the nature itself. It is regenerated by the nature itself. If you use air, it will be regenerated by the nature. If you use sunlight, it will be regenerated by the nature. If you use sunlight today, it will not finish. Tomorrow again you will get sunlight. That's why solar energy is most important nowadays. It is becoming the alternative source of energy nowadays. Solar energy, tidal energy, these are the energy. So these are the renewable resources. Sunlight, air, water, plants, animals, these are renewable resources which can be regenerated. And some of them are non-renewable resources. Non-renewable resources mean which cannot be regenerated. After one use, it will finished from this earth. These are called non-renewable substances. What are the non-renewable substances? You can give example from here, like coal and petroleum. If we use 1 liter of petrol, if we put in your bike 1 liter of petrol, if you go 60 kilometer or 30 kilometer based on your mileage of your bike, if you go, then after that it will finish. You will not get back this petrol again. It is finished from this earth. It is extinct from the earth. The coal, if we use 100 ton of coal in an industry today, that means it is finished. You cannot regenerate it. You cannot get this 100 ton of coal back again. So these are non-renewable resources. And if we use this one, these are limited stock in the earth. It is saying that after 50 years, after 100 years, the stock of the non-renewable substances will be finished from this earth. This is basically stated by the scientists. So that's why we are going to alternative source of energy. So non-renewable resources, it is limited, but renewable resources, it is unlimited. We can use as much as you want because it is regenerated. It will regenerate again tomorrow. But non-renewable, if you use one time, it will finish. It will not regenerate it. It is limited stock, as well as it creates pollution after using. If you use non-renewable substances, it will create pollution. Okay, this one finished. That means we have finished based on origin, based on structure, based on availability. Next, based on ownership. Based on ownership. Owner means Malik. What we can say, who own these substances, who own these resources. Based on that, we can classify into 3 types. First one is personal. My personal. This marker is my personal. This board is my personal. I own it. I bought it. This is my wealth. This is also my wealth. The personal substance or resources are all these resources which is owned by some individual, or it is also called as individual resources. It is the wealth of that personal, of that person or of that individual. So it is personal resources and individual resources. If you ask personal resources means the wealth of an individual is a personal resource. The house, the buildings, the industries which are owned by an individual is called personal resources. Okay, it is like one, the owner is only one. Next one is national resources. National resources means the resources which are owned by a nation, owned by a country. That is called national resources. What you can say example of national resources? National park. It is owned by a country. National park is a national resources. River, it is a national resources. The some other thing like land area, the hill, it is a national resource. It is owned by a nation, owned by a country. Ganga river, it is a river of India. All the responsibility, maintenance, management, as well as the exploitation of Ganga river depends on the Indian government. If Indian government want, they can give a ban, give a dam, give a blockage in Ganga river also. It depends on the nation. No other countries can claim on that. So river is also a national resources. The lake, any kind of lake, Silica lake, Ular lake, Sambar lake, these are the lake, Loktak lake, these are the lake of India. It is a property of India. The tourism spots of a country, it is a national resource of the country. Like Kamakya temple, it is a national resource of India. These are national resources. Now think about international resources. Some resources of the earth, some substance of the earth, which are owned by, or which are what is called owned by all countries. All the countries can avail the responsibility or avail the what is called sharing of these resources. Like ocean, sea and ocean. Sea and ocean is not a personal property or national property. It is an international property. Like Pacific Ocean, I cannot say like Pacific Ocean is an Indian Indian property. It is not Indian property. It is international property. Any kind of ship can go Afro-Pacific Ocean. It is the like what is called ownership of the Pacific Ocean is all the globe. You cannot say the Indian Ocean. It is name it indicate Indian. That means it is India's. No, it's not like that. It is international property. Like atmosphere or air. The atmospheric layer is a international property. We cannot stop anyone to using atmospheric gases. We cannot stop anyone. So these are all international resources. These international resources are basically run by the international organization like UN, United Nations Organization, UNO. It is run by the UNO, UNESCO, WWF. This type of international organization runs this all types of resources. Like Taj Mahal, it is one of the world seven what is called seven important thing what is called, I forgot the term. So this Taj Mahal is also international property. It is run by the international organization UNO. So these are international organizations like sea, ocean, atmosphere. The organization which are run by the international organization. These are all included in international resources. So based on ownership we have finished. Next one is based on distribution. So in the last page of your like topic of classification, you will get two important types of resources. One is localized, one is ubiquitous. It is based on distribution, how the resources are distributed about the globe. On the basis of that, we can classify resources into two types. Very important, this one is used to ask in the exam. One is localized, another one is ubiquitous. Localized resources are all those resources which are found in particular areas. Coal, it is a localized resource. It is not found everywhere in the globe. It is not found everywhere in the globe. Like petroleum, it is not found everywhere in the globe. Arabian countries, they have lots of petroleum, but countries like what is called African countries, they have less number of coal, less amount of coal, less amount of petroleum. It's not like that. That means the some resources which are basically found in particular places, it is called localized resources. And some resources which are found everywhere in the globe, these are called ubiquitous resources, everywhere in the globe. Like air is found everywhere in the globe. Sunlight is found everywhere in the globe. Water is found everywhere in the globe. So these are the ubiquitous resources. Ubiquitous resources mean universal resources which are found everywhere. Localized resources means the resources which are found in a particular places. These are localized resources. Okay, try to remember this example as well as definition. You may ask what are the differences between renewable and non-renewable. You have to write the difference in biotic and abiotic differences. You will not ask directly what is biotic resources. You will not ask. You will ask the differences with example. You will ask differences between localized and ubiquitous resources. Or you may ask about which one of the following is a ubiquitous resources. MCQ. You will give 4 options. One will be correct option. So you have to think. Ubiquitous means found everywhere. Localized means found in a particular places. Try to remember this classification, and we have finished up to classification, and next class we will go to the resource conservation. Okay, thank you.